When I got out of the shower and dried off with an electric blanket, guess who turned my utilities back on?
When I let my kids play in that glass disposable dumpster, you helped mend my family back together.
Thank you for giving me a new car after it was taken away by a Sharknado.
I'm Tad Morlan, here to represent you.
Tad, happy birthday, man. I'm sure you were there for more of my childhood than you care to remember, but I want you to have a great birthday and 50 more years of happiness, man. Happy birthday.
You know what to do. You know who to call. Tad Morlan, fighting for America.
You got my house back after that meth explosion.
When I challenged my college buddy to a human game of Frogger on I-44, guess who paid for the hospital bills?
Tad, thank you for helping me after I got stomped by an elephant.
My name is Tad Morlan. I'm a no-nonsense lawyer. Know what to do. Give me a call.
I guess I have three favorite moments of Tad commercials, and I don't have the benefit of a visual of these, but my first favorite, and Drew kind of stole my line here, but what I consider to be the most egregious misstatement of fact in any Tad Morlan commercial is very early he had this commercial where he'd get on and he had this really solemn, stoic look on his face. And he goes, "My name is Tad Morlan and I'm a no-nonsense attorney." And I guess if anybody knows Tad, that's probably not the first thing you think about when you would characterize him. He's, I would say, a pretty nonsensical guy.
I'm a no bullshit kind of a lawyer. I don't take shit from nobody, because I'm Tad Morlan.
Hey Tad, happy birthday. Sorry I can't be at your surprise party, and I guess by now it's not a surprise, but welcome to the 50s, brother, and wishing you many happy more to come. Cut.
My second favorite memory of Tad Morlan commercials is what I call the most egregious incident of overacting ever. And I wish you guys could find this because it's a speeding ticket commercial. He's seated at his desk, and there's a young man who's got a speeding ticket, and the young man hands Tad the speeding ticket. And Tad, I understand, once he gets the ticket, he's supposed to show some level of interest in the ticket, but what he does is he just flings his head back like that, and in like I say, a delicious piece of overacting.
My name is Don. You're there, honey.
When I ate that fish out of Springfield Lake, you were there for me.
As an adult, you helped me get through getting brutally attacked by a kindergartner on a public playground.
Who knows what to do? Tad Morlan knows what to do.
And finally, the last piece I've got, and I guarantee you this footage cannot be found. And we're going way back into the archives. But there was an incident where Tad had a commercial, and the frame on the commercial has an empty room. And all of a sudden, Tad materializes, he kind of floats into the room. And I always kind of called that the beam me in Scotty or beam me down Scotty version, or I also call it the magic carpet, because I'm not quite sure how he got, but he actually floats into the room, and then he begins whatever spiel he's got. Now, I will tell you, I gave him so much shit over this commercial that I am convinced that he had it pulled. And I don't think you can even find it. But I have to say that that was the cheesiest Tad Morlan commercial that I ever saw. And I'm kind of an expert on the subject. So anyway, Tad, I'm so, you're over 50. You're now part of the over 50 old warhorse crowd. So happy birthday, and hope you have a good night.
America in the Ozarks. Mr. Tad Morlan. I've had it, and I'm here for you.
Boy, what an honor to be here today to thank a long, trustworthy client, someone that's kind of become a friend over the years, to not only a station to me, you've done some work for me on the side, and the things you do in the community for the hearing impaired and things like that, and such a long, trustworthy client of our stations. Aaron Sachs and Associates, we can't thank you enough, and we want to wish you a very...
No, Craig,
What?
it's Tad.
Tad?
Yeah, this is for Tad.
Tad who?
Morlan, Tad Morlan.
Oh, Tad. Okay. The things you've done for us, Tad, and you've worked with us over the years, Tad Morlan, you deserve nothing but the best on this and all your birthdays to come. Happy birthday, Tad.
Tad Morlan. Justice. Tad Morlan.
I'm David Thornton. I'm a paralegal for Tad Morlan and an investigator, and I've worked for Tad for over 20 years. In, I believe, 1994, I was working for an attorney by the name of J.T. Magnus. And I was in his law office, and this young guy came in out of law school, and J.T. was talking to him, and J.T. would tell him something, and I'd hear this, whatever, and they had these metal blinds that hung suspended by the window, and Tad would turn around and hit these blinds, and they would all rattle. And they would talk, and Tad would go, whatever, and he would turn around and hit these blinds. Well, the next thing I knew, I was working for Tad too. And Tad had a secretary that had more oil in her hair than the subterranean of North Dakota. And he had all these cases, and a lot of them weren't any good, and I told Tad, you better get out of them. But anyway, Tad has grown as a lawyer. He does a great job, and one of the reasons he hired me is I played rugby for 13 years, and sometimes the client doesn't think it's a proper amount on the settlement, so we bring them in, I work them over a little bit until they accept the settlement. Seriously, Tad, I've enjoyed working for you for the last 20 years. You've been great to work for. You pay me every Friday. I've enjoyed the nice young ladies in your office. Your staff is great. And on this 50th birthday, happy birthday. And again, congratulations on your success in the law firm. And I just want to remind you, you've had good health. Thank you.
When I decided to not wear pants to the theater to go see 50 Shades of Grey, guess who let me borrow his pants?
Some people know me as 50 Shades of Tad. But today, it's 50 years of Tad. Yes, Tad, this is your tie, and this is a very half-assed impersonation of you. I'm sorry. Happy birthday, man. 50th. Everybody, put the drinks right up here for Tad Morlan. Happy 50th birthday. We're gonna do a social. Yes, everyone needs to put their cups up, all right? And we're gonna slam what we have in our drinks, all for Tad. Are you ready? We ready? Hey, get him up. You, right there, get him up. Ready? All right, here it is. Salute to Tad. Cheers. Whew. I did so much better at that 10 years ago. I can only imagine what it's like when you're 50. Happy birthday.